Hi, Year 12 Specialist Mathematics. I hope you're all well and just want to welcome you to online learning. Quite excited by, this new development that has been, undertaken on us, unfortunately due to the coronavirus. But I think this learning online platform brings an exciting challenge for us all. For myself, learning, I'm trying to immerse myself in using OneNote, videoing myself, using Screencast-O-Matic. And I'll probably even start to get into some YouTube clips as well. And I don't know if I'll be as good as Eddie Wu, but I might call myself MalooTube. I'll play around with a few different ideas. I also just want to wish you all well, that I hope you've been looking after yourself and your family, and that your health is also at the top priority and under control. And I think it's also important to note that to keep connected with everybody. And I hope you've been doing that. I'm sure you've been doing your Zoom or house parties and things like that. But, looking after your health and your family and staying connected through, really this difficult time. But in saying that being such a difficult time, I think we can also have our mindset and be quite positive about what's happening at the moment, in that people would say, oh, sir, we're doing online learning and it's quite challenging. But I think for you Year 12 students, pretty much put yourself in the position that this could be you next year. You might be studying your courses in university in this kind of platform, maybe on the Learning Place, on Blackboard, some kind of online learning environment. And really, this is an opportunity that it's been thrown upon you, probably quicker than you wanted to, but you can really throw yourself into the deep end and challenge yourself to be motivated and still have the right effort and attitude to go through your work. So I just wanted to send you an initial message, and I hope you're all well. I know I'm going to miss being in front of you, but hopefully with the videos, I'll still be able to do some great explanations for you that won't let you down with the curriculum, and I might even throw a few dad jokes. You guys know that's probably going to be inevitable. In relation to how things are going to go this term, I just want to quickly go through OneNote with you. So I'll just show you a couple of things here. In relation to us using OneNote, there's a couple of things that we've been set up. And first of all, I hope that you've received the link, which you would have if you're watching this video now. So let's go through a couple of things. First of all, we have up here, guys, we have a collaboration space. Now, I've put in the collaboration space a couple of ideas. One, I've put maybe in here you could put useful websites or apps that you found that might assist you with your learning. I remember Kerry mentioning class one day about a particular app, and Kerry, for instance, could put that in there. You could also put things like using your Wolfram Alpha or your Simba Lab in there. Anything that you think the class would benefit from. Another one that I think is quite critical and important, and if we can try to be positive through this whole thing and make some jokes as well, especially mathematical jokes. It's like a double win, I believe. If you want to post anything in there, and let's just be mindful in this collaboration space that try to keep it PG and not obviously insult anybody. In relation to how I'm going to upload the materials, you will see over here in your content library, and I'm going to go through a few things. One, I've already uploaded a few different documents in the handout section. I'm going to talk through them really quickly. Firstly, in this handouts, we have the very first one here, which is the Year 11 and 12 overview. Now, I know probably a lot of you are thinking what's actually happening with our here, which we had scheduled at the end of week 10 in relation to our IA2. And still that decision is going to be made. We have a new head of department at the school this term, who's been made appointed that permanent position, Mrs. Irvine. I'm going to have a chat with her whether we are going to still sit IA2 or whether we are going to scrap that, because QCAA has mentioned that we can remove one assessment item. But I will let you guys know as soon as we've made a decision on that, whether we're scrapping IA2 or IA3. There has been no real news about whether some of this content that you'll see here has actually been cut, whether the externals are still going to maintain all of Unit 3 and 4. So as soon as I get that information, I'll keep you updated, and I'm sure you guys will be on the website as well, and hearing, keeping your ear to the ground and hearing all the up-to-date information. So In saying that, guys, I've still kept the year 11 and 12 plan. It's still with all that extra revision time at the end and the external exams. But as I said, that may change, and depending on how long we are away from school. But I've kept the first of all in that handout section. That's what that year 11 and 12 plan is. The next one is the Unit 4 weekly planner. So here I've just showed and based, again, lesson by lesson by lesson, what topics that we need to complete. So my aim on using OneNote that you're about to see in a moment, I'm going to show you how I'm going to tackle my explanations about 6.2, because I don't believe I'm just going to say, okay guys, do 6.2 today, and pretty much stitch you all up and just say, do the own work, whatever. I just think you're just such an amazing class, and I really do enjoy teaching you. And I hope that you can benefit from the videos and using OneNote. So make sure you give me any feedback and anything that you want me to change. So I've given you the Unit 4 planner, which is a breakdown of a lesson by lesson. Now I've also given you in the handout section the learning package. Now this is what you're going to be seeing pretty much by almost every teacher emailed to you with the 3 lessons of work each week. And again, all of the success criteria and the things that we want you to do. So I've also put that in the OneNote document as really your one point of truth where everything is going to be. For anybody that's also got a bit of extra time on their hand, I've put the Unit 3 and Unit 4 TLAPs there as well, which do have some really good information. That they have the learning goals there, the subject matter, and over on this right-hand side, you'll see here, they have possible resources. So all different websites and that you might want to go to. There's Simbo Lab, Desmos and that. So if you want to play around, I would suggest, or if you're struggling really with the concept, after the videos and the explanation and the worked examples and practicing, this could be another suggestion for you. I then want to move on to our class notes section. And what you'll see here in the class notes section is I'm going to label lesson 1 and when the date is and what the particular topic is going to be, and then the same with lesson 2 and lesson 3, and then I'll just keep going adding new pages as we go on. So in relation to the class notes, how I'm going to try to set up this structure is I'm going to start first of all labeling what the lesson is going to be about. I'm then going to put up here, guys, I'll put some little tags and here's some little check boxes, and let me know if you think they're beneficial or a waste of time. And here I'm going to say complete the warm-up, and you're going to look at the warm-up there, and then I've provided the solution. Now, I decided to put it as a Word document, so the solution wasn't just, right in front of you there that you'd copy, oh, yeah, I know how to do the question. You actually, go through and practice the question, and then you can look at the solution here, which is attached. And sometimes I'll type that, or depend where I get the questions from, like your snipping tool. So start with the warm-up. When you finish that, give yourself a little tick. As we move down, I'll put the learning goals in there. And what I've started doing is I've been using Screencast-O-Matic to record some videos, but I think I'll probably go and use the computer or even maybe my iPad or the phone and possibly upload them to YouTube. As I said, MeluTube is what I'm sort of clinging to at the moment. So I've put a video on there, and once you've watched the video, that really is going to explain all the worked examples and making extra notes and annotation. And really you're going to see a video through there, and you'll see as I keep moving through, you'll keep seeing me write and add a little bit extras in, extra information as if I was in front of you in the classroom. Something else I need to mention in relation to our class notes and our handout, as you keep going through here, you'll see different worked examples, you'll see diagrams and that I've taken and screenshots. And then down the bottom, I'm probably going to give you some extra tasks. For this first lesson, I went through 4 worked examples in pretty detail, and then I'm going to give you a little bit extra, which is just something else to refresh your mind from a couple of worked examples that you might benefit from. And again, when you finish that, the final part of the lesson will be completing particular exercises and questions. And then again, at the very bottom, guys, if you can always email me if you have any questions regarding the work. And remember to put your work in your homework folder. So I've gone through the collaboration space and the content library. There's all the handouts there, and I'll keep updating anything that I see fit. Then I've got the class notes in here that I've gone with the style at the moment of videoing the explanations. And I'm going to keep doing that. And please keep the feedback coming. Whether you think more information would benefit you, less of an explanation, whatever you see fit. Now, in relation to how you set up your own folder, I've just taken, for instance, Kerry's here, and this is the same for methods, how it's set up. You're going to have class notes, you're going to have handouts, homework, and quizzes. So here's how I'd like you to administer and go through this. So if we start with the first section, which is class notes, I would like you to, from the content library for our first lesson, I would like you to copy those notes from here, from your class notes, from the class notes section in the content library to your class notes section here. Now, another suggestion that I would have, and the same thing with 12 methods, I would probably have my workbook, like my class book as well, and you might want to still be using Cornell notes. You know, Callum, I know you still are doing Cornell notes and reflecting each lesson, but some other students might still benefit from the use of that, or some other students might want to use the online version of OneNote. So it's up to you, but I feel like the class notes, copy from the content library into that section here. And again, you might want to set it up. I've just played around with one, for instance. You might want to go lesson 1 and then keep putting your lessons in there, adding new pages, or you might want to do week 1 and put everything in for the week. That's completely up to you. Your handout section, I would suggest again, like in the handouts in the content library, you might want to copy some of those key documents into your handout section. The other two are quite important in relation to homework. Now, we need to see some kind of evidence that you're completing the work and not just, copying and pasting the solutions. Actually going through and being responsible for your learning. As again, I said, you probably should make it feel like you're going to university, that you're being independent, taking ownership for your work. I think it's a really exciting opportunity for the students here. So in this homework section, I can easily check that rather than you emailing me, but you can if you want to email your work and get me to check particular questions or ones that you're having trouble with. Or in here, each week, you might want to put all of the work. So at the end of the week, I'm going to check that you've completed a substantial amount of work to ensure that you keep on track and not falling behind, because as we know, we're moving towards, potentially still the external exam. And again, unless things change and dates and that, but I will keep you posted on all that information. So in homework here, guys, I'd like you to do your solutions. You can either type them up there, or you might want to do your workbook. You might want to write your solutions down, take a photo, and upload. And how you would do that is insert, file, and then you would go through and find wherever you've saved your particular work to, and maybe save it as a JPEG or put it into a Word document. It's completely up to you. So please keep doing that on a regular basis. And I've got to let the head of department know, but I know there'll be no trouble with this class, just such an amazing class to teach. The final thing down here is quizzes, and my suggestion is you could use quizzes for warm-up questions, or maybe challenge questions, or review questions. Now, don't worry, Kerry, I will delete all of this, but this is just a suggestion of how you could keep your book, your OneNote book set up, and adding particular pages and sections. So I hope I've gone through OneNote and how everything's going to be used there. Again, I will keep you updated on everything that QCAA has to say. I want to reiterate the message that I hope you're all well, looking after each other and being positive, and the fact that I think try to have your mindset that this is really an exciting time, that you can challenge yourself to be an independent learner, because I think you're all amazing students and all have an amazing ability, and your effort and attitude will definitely shine through in these tough times. So continue to look after each other. I'll only be an email away, so if you have any questions, please shoot me an email and I'll respond in a timely manner. And I'll be available really through the times that we normally have the lessons. That's my ultimate priority during that stage. So shoot me any emails and questions. Keep the feedback coming, and hopefully you all benefit from this learning environment. Hopefully see you soon in class. Thanks, guys. Bye.